Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nikki, and today I want to touch on a topic that is very personal to me, and that is dealing with depression as a single mom. I am going to share some of my story with you guys in hopes that this will help someone else that may be going through this, or if you know someone that is going through this, I am hoping to be able to give you some tools that you can use to help them as well. So first I want to start off with my story. When I had my last child, I basically went through that pregnancy alone. When it came to having a support system, I did not really have that. I did have someone that did check on me regularly, but as far as like having a support system in the same city that I was in, or even in the same neighborhood that I was in, same state that I was in, I really did not have that. At the time, I had a really close friend, and she would check on me and try to give me words of encouragement, but it's different when this person does not have children, have never been in a situation like this. She doesn't, she didn't really know how to approach a situation. So, like I said, I went through the pregnancy on my own. I'd never experienced anything like that before. So one, I was very terrified. I was emotional. We're already naturally emotional when we're pregnant, but then to realize that you're now going to have to go through this alone, your mind is just flooded with like so many thoughts and so many what ifs, and it's just a very heartbreaking experience to have to go through. And so during the pregnancy, I tried to stay as strong as I could, mentally, physically, my health wise, because I had 3 other children that I had to take care of, that I still had to make sure that they got to school and make sure that they had everything that they needed and make sure that they had the emotional support that they needed as well. I tried my best to not allow the situation that I was in to affect them. I tried my best to not let it affect their day-to-day life, the emotions that they may be feeling. But there's only so much that you can do. I feel like my kids handled the situation pretty well. I'm not gonna lie and pretend that I don't know or don't believe that it was somewhat stressful on them. But for the most part, when it came to keeping my emotions together and just going through the day and trying to keep things as normal for them as possible, that's what I focused on. So anyway, moving forward, I had the baby and I had 2 people in the room. I had 2 really close friends at the time. They were in there for support, and that was great. But once it was time to go home with this newborn, I was on my own. And when I say I was afraid, I was afraid because, again, this is something I've never experienced. I've never went through a pregnancy and the dad is not there. You know what I mean? I've never given birth and dad is not there. So to now go home with a newborn, my body's trying to heal, my body's trying to recover, and I have no one to help me. I don't have family around. I don't have a friend around to help me. When I say I was alone, I was absolutely alone. And I still had to carry on my day-to-day activities. Like my kids' school didn't stop. They were still in school. I still had to get up early, Monday through Friday, and drive my kids to school. I had my daughter, she was going to school in a different district because I wanted her to experience something better than what they had to offer in the neighborhood that we were in. So I just felt like I'm going to make sure that their life is not interrupted because of what I'm in. So I would get up early, and I lived in LA at the time. And if anyone lives in LA or have ever been to LA, you know what the traffic is like. A 15-minute drive or 15 to 20-minute drive to her school took me 45 minutes to get there in the morning, and 45 minutes to get back home. And then it was another 45 in the afternoon and to get there, and 45 minutes to get back home. So she's going out that way to go to school. I have the other two going to school nearby in the neighborhood, but again, all the responsibility was on me. So imagine giving birth to this child, natural birth, and your body not having a chance to heal. You don't have a chance to go home and like lay down and rest and heal and feel whatever emotions that you're feeling. You don't get to experience that. You know what I mean? Like, I had to get up and go. And at the time I lived in an apartment complex, and we were upstairs. So I'm now carrying this car seat with this newborn. My body is sore, my body is hurting, and I'm like walking down the stairs, getting everyone in the car, dropping them off. And it was a lot. My baby at the time cried literally every freaking night. And it was like clockwork. It was the same time every single night. He would scream for like at least an hour straight, like literally scream. And I would check his diaper, I would hug him, I would hold him, I would do whatever I could to try to soothe him, and nothing would soothe him. And it was every night for a couple weeks. And eventually I started to break. I went from like crying, going to my bathroom and crying, and then, cleaning myself up, coming out and acting like everything's okay and trying to take care of the kids again, to having thoughts of suicide. So let's back up a little bit and talk about the things that were happening that led up to the thoughts of suicide. For one, sleep deprivation, right? I have a newborn. I'm up all night with him, or at least most of the night with him. He's crying on a regular. I don't have anyone to tag team with. This is all on me. And I was sleep deprived. I was not getting enough sleep. I still had to get up early in the morning. I still had to make sure everyone got to school early. I still had to make sure that when school was over, everyone got picked up, dinner was made, the house was clean, and so on and so forth. I was exhausted. I was mentally and physically exhausted. I was also dealing with inadequate self-care. And you guys know I talk about this all the time, how important self-care is, how important it is for us as women, us as moms, to make sure we take that time and put it aside for ourselves. I don't care if it's 30 minutes a day, but at the time, that's not something that I was practicing. And I actually didn't realize that it was something that I had control over. I more so used to think that self-care meant going to get my nails done, going to go get pampered somewhere or something like that. And it's not. Self-care is me being like, this 30 minutes is going to be just for me. I'm not going to do anything for anyone else. I'm not going to do anything outside of what I feel I need at that moment, whether it be writing in my journal, whether it be listening to music, whether it be putting on music and dancing just to release some energy, whether it be sitting and praying, reading the Bible, journaling, going for a walk, doing some yoga, just anything, whatever it is that I felt I needed at that moment. I did not realize at the time that those are things that I could do to help me with my self-care and to help me to just kind of feel in control again and feel normal again. Okay, so we had sleep deprivation, insufficient self-care. Then I'm dealing with a custody battle with my ex, trying to take my kids away from me. That was a lot, you know what I mean? So I'm here trying to figure it out with this newborn. I have these other kids that I'm trying to make sure that they're good and they don't feel neglected and they don't feel too stressed out with what's going on with mom. And then I'm getting their dad sending subpoenas to me to go to court to take my children away. Not because of abuse, not because I'm not a good mom, not because I was not taking good care of my children. None of those things. Simply because this is one of the ugly moments, the ugly experiences that a lot of women will go through when it comes to divorce. So, inadequate sleep, not enough sleep, no self-care, dealing with an ex, conflict with the ex, and then we have financial issues. I was not working at the time. I filed unemployment, and unemployment, the check was like, it was trash. I mean, it is what it what it is, or it was what it was, but that check really wasn't covering much of anything. And to be honest with you, it's by the grace of God. Every time I sit back and I think about my situation and everything that I've been through, and the fact that I was still able to keep it all together, to keep a roof over our heads and pay bills and have food to eat, I give credit to God every single time. Because if you knew the details of it all, you would be blown and wonder how we made it through. So I'm dealing with the stress of my financial issues. I'm dealing with the stress of the ex wanting to take my kids away. I'm dealing with inadequate sleep, not enough self-care. And then I myself started feeling inadequate. I myself started feeling like I wasn't enough. I started feeling like I failed my children. No, the situation that I was in was not my doings. You know what I mean? It's not something that I asked for. It's not a situation that any woman would want to be in. But this was the cards that I was dealt. And I felt like I was failing. You know what I mean? I was failing. It was hard. It was hard. No matter how much attention I tried to give them, no matter how much love I was trying to pour out on them, no matter how hard I tried to keep it intact and make it seem like I had it all together, I was falling apart. And when I would reach out for help, most of the time, what I would get was, "Girl, you are so strong. You got this. Oh my God, my heart breaks for you. I know this has to be hard. I don't know how you do it, but girl, you're so strong. I know you got this. I know you're going to push through." How many of you ladies have heard that? How many of you ladies have felt like, I don't know if I'm going to make it another day? And you reach out to someone and what they have to say to you is, "Girl, you're strong. I know you got this." And what that did to me was it messed with my head, because I honestly felt like this person sees me as a strong, powerful woman, because I would always hear like, "I could never do half the things you did. I couldn't even imagine. I would have just broke down and like died already." Like, I would literally hear stuff like this. And so telling me this, I'm already feeling like defeated and a failure. And now you're telling me how strong I am and you know I'm going to make it through. I started feeling like, okay, well, maybe I'm being weak. You know, she sees me as strong. She sees me as powerful. She's telling me she knows I can make it through. I'm being weak-minded right now. Like, I need to toughen up, and I need to deal with this, because obviously I'm the strong. This is what I've been put here for, to be a strong woman and XYZ. You know what I mean? Like, I started feeling like I had to prove these people right. And we don't have to. What happens is with that is like, it's like people forget that we're humans. They forget that we're humans, that we feel just like they do. We have moments where we're weak just like everyone else. Yeah, our life may seem, or our life is harder than someone that is in a relationship, raising their children, or someone that doesn't have to deal with this at all, our life is a lot harder. But just because our life is a lot harder doesn't mean we're so strong that we don't need support and we don't have moments that we'll break down too. And I really want people to understand that. Like, stop telling women or telling anyone that's reaching out for help that you know that they're strong and they got this. I need you guys to listen when someone is telling you this, because I had gotten so tired of saying it, and starting to feel like a failure for not believing I was as strong as these people were saying, that I got to the point that everything started crashing down on me. And I was just like, I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I started feeling like, if I wasn't here, my kids would be better off. Like, I just don't want to do this life anymore, because this is not life. I also was dealing with the stigma of being a single mom. Oh, she's the one that made the bad choice in life. Oh, well, she decided to be with him. Like, people just come up with any ignorant comment to make about a woman that is put in a situation like that is struggling. Like, I don't understand that mindset. But I was dealing with that stigma. I was dealing with, and then I just started feeling like when I walked out with my kids and I didn't have a dad with me, that people were judging me. I even had, to be honest, family members make up rumors about me. And it was such a hurtful time, because when someone is not even reaching out to you to see how you're doing, how's the kids, like, even if you don't care about the mom, like, how are the kids doing in this situation, but you're able to speak on it and speak ill of someone, it's very, very, very painful. So again, not enough sleep, no self-care, conflicts with the ex, insufficient funds, dealing with the stigma of being a single mom, or just the mindset that people, or the perception that people throw at you, that you're so strong, you got this, you could power through anything. I honestly was just like, one day I sat there and I Googled, what can I take? Oof, this is kind of making me emotional, but I Googled what I would have to take and how much of it would I have to take to make sure I did not wake up. Because in my mind, if I was gone, my kids would be better off. They wouldn't have to deal with this kind of life, because they deserve better than that. Yeah, that was like a really, really low moment in my life. I will say that I have reached out to my mom at that time, and I told her, I believe I was on the phone, I just broke down, and I don't know if my mom realized like how serious I was at that moment when I told her that what my plan was. But she did put things into perspective for me, and she did let me know, like, hey, you have a newborn. Who is going to be there for your child? Who's going to be there for your other children? Because at the end of the day, what I had to realize, what I had to sit back and think about was, despite everything that I was going through, as real as that situation was, as painful as that situation was, there is no one that loves my kids the way I do. There is no one that will love them the way I do. There is no one that will have their back and fight for them the way I do. I don't care if their dad is trying to get full on custody of them. Doing that means nothing, excuse me, compared to the love that I genuinely have for my kids, the fight that I know I have in me for my kids. And I had to sit back and think, if I am gone, what truly would happen to them? Because if there's no one that can love them the way I do, if there's no one that can fight for them the way that I do, what's going to happen if I'm gone? They're not going to end up with a better life or in a better situation. It's actually going to be worse. And so that clicked for me. And I was just like, okay, I can't do this. And I fought every day. I had my good days and I had my bad days. I had my days where I felt like I got this. Today I knocked this out. I'm good. I feel good. I feel empowered. I'm proud of myself. No, my life is nothing close to what I want it to be. No, it's nothing near what I want my kids to experience. But I'm going to keep pushing forward because I know things are going to turn around for me. Like if I don't give up, in my mind, as long as I did not give up, like things had to turn around. Like things had to turn around for the better. And it did. It did. I still had days where I cried my eyes out. I pushed through every day. I got up. I did what I needed to do to take care of myself and my children. I started journaling, and that's actually part of the self-care. That's how my self-care started. I started journaling. I would take time to just write, and I literally would write until I could not write anymore. I would write every thought that came to mind. I would write everything, every dream that came to mind, what I wanted for myself, what I wanted for my children. I would write on days where I was just plain angry. I just put it all on paper, and things eventually started to turn around for me, and now it's completely different than what it was 6-7 years back. I just hope that me sharing my story with you ladies, with you fellas, will definitely help someone. I want to let you guys know that if you're going through this, ladies, if there's any one of you that's going through this, just a couple things that you can do now to help you through. Number one, ask for help. Even if you have to ask for professional help, if you can do it, if you can afford it, please reach out for help. Do not go through this alone. I know single moms are rated higher to experience depression versus a mom that's in a two-parent home that, you know, has a partner raising her child with her, because there's so much that we take on. There's so much more that we have on our shoulders. So please reach out for professional help if you can. If you don't have people around you that you can trust, or like a support group around you, reach out for help. 2, self-care. And I will preach this probably till the day I die. Self-care. I don't care if it's only 30 minutes a day. Break it up to 15-minute segments, whether, you know, if you want to do 15 minutes in the morning and 15 in the evening, but take some time to take care of you. Do whatever it is that your soul is telling you that you need in that moment. Give yourself time to breathe. And the third one is find your tribe. Find your tribe. And that is something that I've been building lately. Find women, single moms, or even if they're not single moms, with women that share the same interests as you, that you can talk to, that are not going to judge you, that can help give you some sound advice, or maybe even just come in and help you with the kids. But find your tribe. Don't do this alone if you don't have to. Reach out, reach out, reach out, reach out, reach out, reach out for help. And if you guys know anyone that's going through this, one thing I would tell you is stop telling them, if this is what you're doing, stop telling them, I know you're strong, you got this. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that when they are feeling like they are at their very last. Like, please stop telling people that. Take the time to sit down, listen, and see how you can help them. Ask them how you can help them. If you don't know what else to do, ask them, how can I help you? How can I assist you with this? How can I help you get through this? What can I do for you? But be sure to listen. Don't come with the stereotypical, you're strong, you got this. So you guys, sunlight's going down. I'm gonna wrap this video up. I hope this video has helped someone. Again, like I said, I got a little personal with it, but I want you guys to realize that when I speak to you, when I speak in these videos, I'm speaking from a place of experience. Been there, done that. Each and every one of these videos, I've experienced something in the video, and this is why I'm able to speak on it and just let you ladies know how important it is to take care of yourselves, focus on yourselves, focus on your children, and everything will be all right. You guys, if you need to get in contact with me, all of my information is in the description box. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you soon.